This is TVC Sports Center, live.
Yeah, it's a beautiful Tuesday to talk sports, and that's also because it's a loaded day of sporting activities. Football will be at its peak tonight with all to play for in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League, and the Super Falcons as well. They have their eyes on the Africa Women Cup of Nations, but to get the tickets, they must see off their Senegalese counterparts today in Abuja. And for tennis lovers, the Monte Carlo Masters, it gets underway. All the action right from Monaco. So welcome to the Show Sports Center. My name is Juliet Mafua. Yeah, you stay up to date with all the latest, all the juicy stories in the world of sports on Newsreel. Okay, I've got some very interesting guys with me in the studio today. Award-winning sports journalist George Essien, as well as Shoggy Tosh, publisher Tosh Mag TV, UK, all the way from UK. It's good to have you, Shoggy.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, I'm George.
Good to be here as well.
Okay, guys, let's do this. So it's, should I say so unfortunate you're coming in at this time when football isn't at its peak right here in Nigeria, you know, the whole AFCON qualifier exit and all of that. Yeah, we spoke after the game against Egypt. I remember you were so disappointed, Shoggy.
I don't like remembering Egypt.
Yeah, it's not one to remember. Well, what's happening right now, it's been tagged as the tussle for power. What's going on at the helm of football in Nigeria? We have the...
It's not new.
It's not new. We have the Amaju Pinnick-led board and the Chris Giwa-led board. Yeah. And what all of this plays into is the fact that there's a big hammer from FIFA looming, dangling on the head of Nigeria.
As usual. Giwa has gone on to appoint, members of various committees. He has announced Bola Oyede as the General Secretary. That means Dr. Sanusi doesn't have a job anymore. His vice presidents are known already, I think, by Bota and Ifyong Johnson. But FIFA's letter came yesterday as expected. Interestingly, it was addressed to Amaju Pinnick. Usually addressed to
and that's because Amaju Pinnick is still recognized as
the correspondent
president.
Is usually to the General Secretary, which should have been Mohamed Sanusi. So it goes to show that it's the office of Amaju Pinnick that sent out that letter. It should have been the office of the General Secretary. That's one thing I noticed. But aside from that, we expected all they said there. Do not take football matters to ordinary courts. It has to be Court of Arbitration for Sports. And they reminded us that Chris Giwa had taken this to CAS already and has been thrown out.
Okay,
so why revisit it?
In the letter FIFA sent, like you said, to the president, Amaju Pinnick. Now, Shoggy, FIFA did state there that, Chris Giwa at some point had done this before, taking this to CAS, and it has been dismissed. So why all of this again? Why are you coming up with this all of a sudden?
Yeah, we always have these distractions in Nigerian football, and it doesn't help because we do have the talent, and we're blessed, with so many facets of gifts, but we always struggle when it comes to the management part of you. And it's law, so you have to you have to acknowledge the justice and what have you. But it's just the timing, and obviously, you know, with the Rio coming next year and you know, and the qualifiers as well for the World Cup as well, you know, it's just like not the best time. But the normal will happen, you know, he'll pull out, or someone will have a chat with Giwa and, you know, he'll pull out. Maybe just want some attention.
The minister, the sports minister, Solomon Dalung, earlier this year did have a chat with both parties, Pinnick and Giwa, and we thought this was settled.
We thought it was successfully brokered. In fact, his special advisor on media was giving us updates on how it went, although we had someone called someone, and then someone threatened to
but at the end, they said there was peace.
You know, but they said it was 2 days. They came back again, and we thought that there was peace. But you know, maybe the Giwa camp saw the whole scenario about Nigeria failing to qualify for the Nations Cup and decided to plunge again.
Felt this was the best time to do this.
And now there is an indictment on the sports minister. You know, I'm not trying to be tribalistic. The sports minister is from Jos. Giwa is from Jos. Sports minister is a lawyer. He said he wants the rule of law to prevail. Why did it come up all of a sudden?
If it's talking about the rule of law, you know, the sport minister as well did issue a statement yesterday, and he was saying that, you know, the NFF filed for a stay of execution and, of course, an appeal, and that is 30 days. And the minister said Pinnick should be assuming his role as president for that 30 days unless the appeal has expired, you know. And so I don't know where you're playing into now.
Did you hear of the armed policemen?
Of course.
NFF?
You can't just enter
ahead
into
of
the
that,
NFF.
you could
right now.
no access.
There's also this argument that the Egyptian FA was sacked. You know, they even still beat us. After that. I don't know if people went to give them. Okay, anyway.
Anyway, okay.
And all hell was not let loose. There was no letter from FIFA.
You know, there was really no noise. In fact, I was in Cairo then when it happened.
Got it sorted though. They got it sorted quickly.
My dear, we never heard anything
about it.
There
was no letter from FIFA.
There was nothing. Everyone was silent about it. If you had even gone to the Egypt FA that day, you wouldn't have known anything like that happened. And they still defeated Nigeria. Well, Moses Illo is a seasoned sports administrator. He speaks on the ongoing power tussle at the NFF. That's a one-on-one.
Now, what's going on now with the sports thing is rather ridiculous. The Sports Federation, they know that there is a court of arbitration in Geneva. If you have any problem with your sports thing, football, whatever it is, you go there and have it solved. I'm so ashamed, so depressed, so disappointed that NFF is going to normal courts to discuss football. The one word for this action is corruption. All you need to do is have another election. What are you taking them to court for? As simple as that. All right, they say they don't recognize it. Fine, disband it, call for another election, and let the world watch you carry out a free, transparent, and fair election. Since they have missed out on international competitions now, quickly on their own, call for a fresh election and probably get somebody from outside to be a witness to it.
Okay, at a point sometime last year, the CAF president, Essien, did say that of all the members of the CAF, it's just Nigeria that gives them headache. And I'm sure right now it's not just CAF president, even FIFA as well should be so tired of what's coming out from Nigeria in terms of administration, football, and all that. Well, for the sports minister, ever since he's assumed his office, he's been dealing more with football, the crisis in football.
It is really. And let's tell you the implications of this. Well, first of all, FIFA hasn't congratulated Giwa. So we know he's not the NFF president.
No, it's not recognized.
Now, if we get that suspension or ban, we will not be playing at the football event of the Olympic Games. The Super Falcons, if they beat Senegal today, will not go to the AWC. We will not play the qualifiers for the World Cup.
And that just shows you that no, of course, it just shows, you know,
Eimba will not
the kind of
go on
the kind of impact it will be having, you know, generally in the growth of football in the country. There has to be a way forward.
You know,
and Nigerians depend on, you know, events like this. Not just Nigerians, you know, here, but even the diaspora. We always look forward to, you know, when Nigeria plays, you know.
And you know, when you guys get to hear things like this happening over there,
we're used to it. Well, I'm used to it.
But just to add one point, in all, you know, if you look at the whole scenario, our Madrid administration has failed to get us to 2 Nations Cups. Now, if that is enough to say to throw them
anyway,
out, I think
that's not enough, because then we also look at the success.
Their tenure will soon
under them, we've also won the under-23, the under-17 World Cup. I mean, there's also been some successes.
The administration
so give it to them as well. Okay, I think that's the reason everyone has to just wait. Why not chill out and let them get over, and let's see the new guys are coming.
Well, this is
football-loving Nigerians, you know, they've been disappointed with the recent state of sports, that's football, particularly in the country. Now, not only do they have to contend with the Super Eagles' failure to qualify for the AFCON, they also have to sit back and watch out the different claims to the NFF leadership. Now, how did they react to all of this? That's an opinion poll.
On the NFF crisis, I think Amadio should concentrate on the work he was given to be done. And then Giwa, I think he should make way and allow this man to do his job so that we know where we're moving to.
This is the wrong timing. Nigerian football is saddled with so many problems. We cannot allow the issues or the selfish priorities of a few to weigh the nation down. Football is something that makes us happy. Whenever the Super Eagles or the Golden Eagles, whenever these teams win, you just feel it in the whole nation that we are happy.
The life of Amadi, the only thing they should do, the board, they should sack them. Because for Nigeria not to participate in Nations Cup 2 times is very, very wrong. And we call ourselves a giant of this country. Very, very wrong.
The Football Federation may not be good. It is not our dream board. Talk about Nigerian Football Federation. But of course, when you resort to such antics, going to court, then it's just a puerile attempt. Perhaps I should blame those who brought the board in place if they feel those in authority are not good enough. Because I know very well that the election in Warri was not properly conducted, and I think that is what is giving Giwa the confidence to go every length to fight.
Football, sports in general, no doubt, is what makes Nigerians come together. It's what makes Nigerians very happy, and so that's why our focus should be on what's happening on the pitch and not off the pitch, okay? Well, for Samson Siasia, he's off to Rio, so that's what's going on with the NFF and all that. Well, he's hoping there'll be no FIFA hammer. He's off to Rio. No Olympics. He's off to Rio de Janeiro for the draw. That's a football event. Well, Nigeria are in Port 2, and Port 2 there we have the likes of Korea Republic, of course, some Honduras and Iraq. Now, this sports actually came up with FIFA looking at the performances, past performances at the Olympics, and well, for Nigeria, winners 1996, runners up 2008. So that sees us in Port 2.
It means we'll probably be getting the likes of maybe
we've got Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, Japan in Port 1.
In fact,
one of them must be in our groups.
Yeah. I wish that we could get over with Argentina now.
You prefer Brazil?
Because they're always getting in the way of SIASIAIN in the finals.
Okay, so it's better to get them in the group now.
Yes, in the group now. For Sweden, I don't mind. We could have Sweden as well.
South Africa is also in Port 3, Portugal in Port 3 as well.
Bring on South Africa. Let's deal with it.
We can't play each other in the group though.
Well, South Africa, because of the African theme.
Yeah, because of the African theme.
Okay, and Algeria in Port 4 as well.
Of course, Port 4.
Having Algeria, Colombia, Denmark and Germany.
For me, we always do good, we always do, well, so we shouldn't really be looking out to avoid anyone or, the friendly against Brazil, for Brazil to actually, to praise us as well, you don't get that, that we gave them a good game and it wasn't just that we won, so, Nigeria's looked, good upon, especially in the 23s.
Whatever group we see ourselves in, should be getting through.
And then for Siasia, I hope he's focused now. He's gotten over our failure to qualify.
Of course, he released 30 names yesterday, all local-based players, and they should be in camp now. Training should be starting tomorrow.
That's right.
Yeah, for the foreign-based players, well, the list should be coming up anytime soon.
We know the likely
those who will be there.
I hear he will be around he will be as promised to play for
He's
the
also looking
Olympics.
at Igalo, for the overaged players.
Igalo, remember, Igalo missed out on going to the Olympic Games in 2008. He had to drop him for Obina and so forth. So it'll be nice to have him feature right now. Moses Simon is another young star.
Those are Kelechi and Acho. I mean, we have the players, no doubt.
I had a quick chat with SIASIAIN, and he's obviously focused and happy about the going for the trip, and he's focused, just as you said, he's over, he's well experienced, he's over the
he's well experienced when it comes to the Olympics, and at least this time he doesn't have Lionel Messi. Well, the Super Falcons, they've been favoured to pick a win in Dakar. That was in the first leg of the African Women Cup of Nations. That's the qualifier. But the Teranga Lions of Senegal, they did prove to be tough customers. And when it ended in Dakar, that was in the scoreline Nigerians respected. Prior to this game, everyone felt it was going to be maybe not a walk in or a stroll in the park, but at least a victory for the Super Falcons.
I fear Falcons are becoming very professional these days. By professional, not all of them, not most of them are playing abroad, but I know the ones that are playing abroad now will try to be careful. Oparonozie
we saw that picture.
You saw how she was,
deep cuts, the stitches,
and all that. We expect her to be available. That's a
how
very
could you
sad
get that? And there was no red card, there was no yellow card issued to the player.
She said there was very physical. In fact,
the referee was right in front of that action.
There were complaints of juju being used,
sprinkled
on there. But we will not do that. I don't know. Sometimes when we have all these harsh things, when they come, we should tackle them. We should frustrate them from the airport to the hotel they are staying.
That you have to pay.
Nigeria never does that.
Whether we like it or not, politics have to be played in football.
You have to do that.
We saw Egypt do that, against the Super Eagles. Well, the Super Falcons now. What are we looking at today, later in Abuja? That's the return leg, is the final qualifier.
We'll do it. We'll do it. I'm just glad that we got the away goal, which was quite good, and I'm glad that that injury missed our eye. At least the team is focused. And again, I had a chat with Azizat and Aname. They're my home girls. I really support them. I support the whole team, but I like them in particular. And they'll do the good. They'll do the business.
I mean, Oshuala, the players as well, they're all sound and confident ahead of this game. And they've assured Nigerians they will be picking that ticket. Nothing is stopping them from defending the title in Cameroon. Now, we saw the Essien brothers do their thing in the NPFL, Abia Warriors. It's so good.
Against their former team.
You don't ever get to see such things, all the time happen in football. Two brothers scoring in a game.
Right.
That was fun.
And the way we see it abroad now, because before
you wouldn't. Freke is going to the Olympic Games.
You wouldn't really look, at the league. We probably don't have time, but now you get a lot of people in the diaspora that actually look at the league.
Nice.
And watch online and see what's going on.
We're doing something really nice here in the NPFL. I mean, credit must go to the LMC as well. Okay, so that was how it's. And that game was actually supposed to be played on Sunday, but I think it was stopped because of the rain and all of that. So they had to move it to yesterday. So Abia Warriors, they remain unbeaten in the NPFL, and now the second in the league. And behind the Rangers. An impressive start it's been for them. Manchester City, they're 4 games away from potentially lifting that coveted UEFA Champions League trophy. But they need to make sure that they get to the semi-finals first. And to do that, they have to overcome PSG. No one expected Manchester City to put up a good fight over there in Paris. 2-2 it ended.
There was a little howler from Fernando. We hope that that doesn't happen again, because Ibrahimovic will always take advantage of that. Joe Hart cleared out to you, and just for you to clear out, you don't back, You should not be facing your goalkeeper when you need to get a pull out. So that was a very funny goal. I hope they don't make those sort of mistakes anymore. Ibrahimovic needs to win the Champions League. He said that.
You're a stunned Chelsea fan, okay? You know what PSG did to Chelsea the last time out.
You had to just rub that in. You just had to.
So are we seeing PSG doing this against another English side right there at the Etihad?
The funny thing with Man City is you just don't know what team. When I say team, you know the players, but you don't know what the team is going to bring on the night. Obviously, Man City wants to qualify, and then PSG, for the last 3 chances, the last 3 Champions League, they've been knocked out in the quarterfinals. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And for me, missing Raheem and then not having Kompany as well. They've just lost 3 games when he played. without him, you know, they've lost a lot more
PSG
games.
also missing Madrid, and I mean, they've also got their players.
But they've got a very good team, you know.
That's why
they're missing Luis as well.
Anyway,
I mean, they can hold them.
They
can hold them, but that's
take
doubtful.
The views of the coaches. That's Laurent Blanc as well as Manuel Pellegrini. And yes, Bakary Sagna is also talking.
We know that we have to play tough games against a very good team, but we knew also before we played at Paris, and we went there to try to win the game from the beginning. And tomorrow we are going to do exactly the same thing because it's the way in the way this team play.
Vincent is our captain. We know he's a quality player, a quality defender. He's really important for our defense, but we have quality players also playing. Nicolas Otamendi, who plays team, is doing very well, and even Ignacio Mangala is being strong during the recent games.
Oui, on est toujours.
Yes. Of course, I think we're always surprised when he misses. When you're a top goal scorer like Zlatan is, during a player's career in any match, you can miss a couple of chances. But despite the fact that he missed some chances, he still scored our first goal, didn't he? It's not the type of goal he would probably imagine himself scoring, but it's still a goal. So I think he's someone who is extremely demanding of himself. He's someone who wants to show something else in the game. He wants to be more clinical in front of goal.
Mais c'est quand même un but.
All right, 0-0, City goes through, 3-3, PSG goes through. I'm just talking about the calculators here.
And even 1-1.
1-1, City goes through, but maybe PSG should just be looking for a win.
And City should try and pack the bus if they can.
Pack the bus without company. Well, for Real Madrid, the participation in this tournament is hanging by a thread. Now they've done the decimal, and they're looking at getting the 11th one, but they have to overturn a 2-0 deficit against Wolfsburg.
I mean, Benzema
is that impossible for a Madrid side at the Bernabeu?
They score, you know, especially at the Bernabeu, they score. Benzema is back, Bale is back, and Ramos is back as well. So they rested a lot of players, you know, at the forward robin, so they had that, you know, luxury. Wolfsburg actually, you know, they're 8th, you know, but they're doing well in the Champions League, and officially during the weekend they can't actually qualify anymore, you know, for the Champions League. So they have to depend on like probably winning. So it'll be a very interesting game.
More interesting.
But I think Real Madrid, you know, they always, you know, when their backs are against the wall, they know even their fans will even boo them if they don't do very well. So I just feel that they'll do the business. But it's quite a tricky game because Wolfsburg is not going to sit down. They obviously want to kind of attack. And, you know, what happens if they nick a goal? They need to score. They need to score.
All Wolfsburg seems to need to do is just keep on scoring. You don't necessarily need to just be putting more goals. The more the goals, the more Madrid needs to score.
Madrid would win. They would score goals, but I don't see them going through.
Oh, that would be painful. Well, Zinedine Zidane, well, he's a caretaker coach. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a side he just kind of inherited.
How far would they
even
go?
But it seems like if he should go through this one, it's going to be a defining moment in his career as manager of Real Madrid.
I was happy what he said because, like, you know, he just kind of calmed down the team and said, like, you don't just be patient, you know, don't rush, and they believe in the quality they have, and he's a top guy, you know, so I think Real Madrid will do it.
Okay, what we have then, interesting games. There's still so much all to play for. That's the interesting thing about all the ties, you know, right now in the quarterfinal. Every team has something to play for in the return leg. So big games we're looking forward to tonight. Well, yeah, I'm not going to let you go without us talking about Chelsea and Antonio Conte. Yeah, you go to watch the games in Chelsea. You are a very close friend to the technical director. That's I'm talking about Mike Emenalo. Now, what's been going on with Chelsea?
Well, it's kind of like obviously it's a transitional period, and we know that Terry is going, so you know, obviously we're looking at players, and funny enough, like I'm a little bit close to Butland as well at Stoke, and there are rumors that maybe he might come.
Wow.
I was trying to get him to say something, but obviously he wouldn't say something, and with Mike, you know, obviously, yeah, we're close, but you know, professionally wise, you know,
much.
even the stuff I know, you know, obviously I can't say it on air, but like for Chelsea fans and like a lot of people, you know, in London, you know, it's kind of like a blessed period that we can have. There's like nothing to fight for, and we have that time to actually, like, you know, just get, you know, a new coach, some new players coming in. Rumors about Lukaku, you know, that would be interesting if he comes back.
But what do you make of Antonio Conte? Some feel like it's just another clone, a Mourinho clone.
Personally, for me, it's like a 50-50 because, like, he's volatile. He's nicknamed Hammer, like Feggy, and you know, he can throw the saucer and throw, you know, pizza at you, at players. But he lets the players know, you know, where he stands and stuff like that.
At all costs
as
well.
Yes. And he is quite humble, you know, which I feel is a very key with the dressing room,
because
we have like, you
know,
we have big egos there. So I feel 50-50, but I think he'll do well. I think he'll do well.
I was thinking that Diego Simeone would
have been better.
A better clone of Mourinho.
Well, I don't think Chelsea want a Mourinho clone. They want to move. They're tired of that. They want to move forward.
Now,
okay. You guys want to get Mourinho United.
Mourinho might come back to Chelsea.
All right, guys, I know if I leave you to do this, you're just going to go on talking about Mourinho. But we'll get ready for the clay court season, the French Open. It gets down in May, but the Monte Masters, it ushers us in. And we have a stellar lineup at the competition, but you watch a first round action involving Richard Gasquet and Guy Monfils on Show Real. Yeah, but I got to let those guys go. I'm going as well. All right, guys, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Maybe we'll see the games later tonight. Okay, that's it on Show Sports Center. Thank you, yes, Shoggy. Special thanks to you, all the way from the UK. We do appreciate that. All right, that's it on Show Sports Center. My name is Juliet Mafua. Do enjoy the games tonight. Bye.
That was TVC Sports Center.